Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Sunday. Though, if it's early morning Sunday, I wouldn't watch this video. Because what I'm going to do is be extremely unlikable, if that's okay with you. Because I'm very unhappy with the direction that our civilization is going. Very unhappy with the mindset of America and the world at large. And I'm very unhappy at possible futures we have in the circumstances we're in now. And so after spending 5 days, 18 hours a day, making weather videos to try to prepare people for Hurricane Cindy and the damage, flooding, and destruction that would come, it takes a lot out of me. And then I end up with just a bunch of people who are angry. I get this guy, Bushcraft, telling me to stop posting weather videos. Like he's my mom, or he's the head of Halliburton, or he's the fucking space pirate king. Like, this guy has the ability to tell me to stop posting weather videos because, I don't know, apparently he got a PhD in weather from freaking Oklahoma Online University. So he said, keep posting bogus weather videos and I'll keep debunking them. Oh, really? You're debunking my Tropical Storm Cindy videos. Meaning I said, hey, everybody, watch out. This giant storm with all this tropical moisture is coming to the coast and it's going to flood a bunch of states. And so you're coming here and you're going to debunk me, right? Because clearly nobody got flooded and there was no infrastructure damage done to any state anywhere, right? Is that what we're talking about, buddy? Like, nobody died and there was no flooding. I made this up. Kind of like I said a comet was going to hit Earth. And then it didn't happen, right? So, go over to Google Flood. Oh, look. What we know so far about the near historic floods across mid-Michigan. Also, I do believe, let's go to images. There was massive flooding in Louisiana and Mississippi and Florida. Now, granted, Texas didn't get hit, but all these other states did. So by you debunking me, dickweed, you're basically saying no flooding happened anywhere. And I said this was going to be a chain in a long line of storms, wave after wave after wave. And if I was such an idiot, I wouldn't have some of the top meteorologists quoting my lines on air. Because the thing is, that's why my problem with scientists is that they only care about the fine ass details. They don't literally give a shit about people. They care about their scientific grants. This is broad generalizations. But so the whole point at Thor News is to rally the people and unite them, which is a colossal failure. I'll admit that. You guys hate each other so much. The Republicans wish the Democrats would die. The Democrats wish the Republicans would die. And at this point, I'm pretty convinced you're both going to get your wish real soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're in a house that is on fire and you're all just standing around arguing over who's to blame for the freaking fire. And the truth is, either we're all to blame or none of us are to blame, because all this shit started long before you and I were ever born. Okay? So, yeah, we had major, massive flooding all across multiple states along the Gulf, and it did hellacious damage. And if you were like me, even though I'm a freaking idiot, back in 2007, I called the economic crash of 2008. I said it's coming. It's going to be huge. I don't know what they're going to do. It came. It was huge, and then they did quantitative easing when they dropped helicopter money. And since then, the stock market's done nothing but go up. So it's kind of the same deal here. What I see is the insurers who insure weather damage, at some point, it may take a long time, so I wouldn't bet on it, short it now. They're going to go belly up because I would guess, on a large number, that we are going to see over $1 million in insurance claims due to weather and damaged infrastructure in the United States. And that combines all the processing and fixing and repairing and all that shit. So I think at some point the weather insurance companies are going to have big problems. And so this goes back to my thing where I've got this guy basically saying, Thor, what credibility do you have to say that certain conditions you're observing aren't normal? Okay, first of all, we had record-breaking heat in Death Valley. In what, 127? You had record-breaking heat in Arizona. You had heat records breaking across the board everywhere, bro. That is the definition of not normal. When a record that has stood for 100 years is broken, it is not normal. I understand you may have gotten your meteorology degree, right? So you might not be good with other words outside of meteorology, but the fact that the United States is at like 200% precipitation rates or higher for the year, that's not normal. The fact that I saw like triple water spouts coming from Hurricane Cindy to the coast, I don't ever remember seeing that before, bro. So, hey, that's not normal. The fact that the United States is like a McDLD, where one side is totally cold and one side is hot and it just rotates, that is not normal. And that reminds me, hold on, see, I meant to do this before. Did not do it. I locate. All the stuff you got to do as a video editor. Grab contacts. So, yeah, I've just, the main purpose is to keep people informed. And most of the time, I use like 80% of the pro clips from the Weather Channel or AccuWeather. And I use the pros talking about the weather to tell people what's going to happen. And then for 10 or 20% of my weather videos, I will talk about my opinion. Say, hey, this is what I think it is. So it's usually a pretty safe thing. But I guess on these videos where I just talk for 5 minutes and I give my opinion, you get guys like this who personally will take it on. This is like a challenge for me, like, oh my God, I'm going to debunk this guy. Like, oh my God, Thor News, he's pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. He's saying, hey, be weather aware. Hey, look at these rain trends. Look at these heat-breaking trends. Be aware. Try and figure out a solution to these problems and work together as a team. Oh, shit, I can't have that. I got to debunk it. I'll debunk this guy. I will make it my mission in life to debunk Thor News. God damn it, how dare that guy try and inform people that the weather is weird. And hey, dude, that's my theory. Like, hey, the weather is weird. The sun is acting weird. And that's what, like, this guy's like, I'm a meteorologist. And that is fantastic, man. But here's the deal. Most meteorologists I know, they don't seem to get into solar physics that much yet. But that's where I started. The sun took me to the weather. And so I coined a phrase that's pretty damn solid and scientific, where it goes, when the sun freaks out, earth weather freaks out, and people freak out. All right? So that one is kind of standing the test of time, man. And a lot of people disagree with it. Like, hell no, the sun is not affecting the weather. Like, literally, I've had scientists say that. Like, no, it's carbon. And at this point, like, I'm not even arguing, like, hey, it's just the sun. Our weather is a dynamic process. So there are a lot of things affecting it, and I'm more concerned about the near-term ramifications of what's going to happen. And I definiteen think we're going to have to get people off the coast pretty soon. But that is my crazy theory of us working together as a team. My personal theory is that I believe that the corporations and governments have the real data, and scarily enough, I think they plan to just let people die. And that's really sad. And that's why they have the greatest distraction president of all time, Donald Trump, as president. So everybody will be distracted, arguing while this is all going on. And hey, Mr. Genius Bushcraft, okay. Like, he tells me to stop posting weather videos. Like, dude, what gives you the freaking right? Like, I get defensive contractors and witches threatening to kill me if I don't shut the fuck up about the weather. So you're just another dude on the pile telling me to shut the fuck up about the weather. And why again? Because I'm trying to make people weather aware. And let's go back. I believe if you go to the records, records show that we started to experiment with cloud seeding back in Vietnam. It's on the books. You can read it. Do your own research. Google it. Okay? So to minds like you, they're like, oh my God, if it's a conspiracy theory, it can never exist. It's got to be a total lie. If it's on YouTube, it's totally lie. Total lie. Right? So the idea to you that, oh my, no one would ever mess with the weather. Okay, buddy. Here's the deal. I've lived a pretty interesting life. I've got to know a lot of really fascinating people. I've met more than my fair share of billionaires and had conversations with them. And none of this is related to what I'm about to say, but, asterisk, you do realize that when you pump oil out of the ground, right, you're supposed to put something back in. So they put water back in where they pulled out the petroleum and natural gas and all the gunk in there. Now, do you know how much it would cost to buy that water from Nestle and have it hauled in to, like, let's say Oklahoma or Texas, and then to refill the groundwater with public water you have to either purchase or pay for or get, right? So it is just logical for the giant oil companies to put a little R&D into cloud seeding, because if you can have it just rain in the spots where you need water, that is way easier than paying for it. I mean, it's still paying for it, but it's a different animal, So it's like, I don't even know. Like, dude, I know, I know you have your meteorology degree, and we all respect that. You have total 100% credibility. But I'm just saying, from the really powerful people I've met and talked to across all different spectrums, we're talking aerospace engineering, lawyers, Silicon Valley, the oil industry, finance, Treasury, Federal Reserve, stuff like that. Man, I get a good share of information, and overall the core of Thor News is, dude, we got to all come together or we're fucked, and we're going to lose billions of people. And so a lot of times people have problems with that. And I understand it. And like, I think the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was telling everybody, hey, when the Antichrist comes, he's going to bring peace. So if anybody ever comes and tries to unite the people of Earth and bring peace on Earth, kill that dude, because that dude is the Antichrist. Do you not understand, dude? And then, like, I want to go into the Nicene Council, how this group of men chose which books would go into the New Testament. So people like, it's the Word of God. Completely, absolutely. And it's like, but sure, 10 guys picked the Word of God to see which books would go in there, and then the Catholic Church had it up until the time of the printing press, and they fought the printing press tooth and nail. You know what I'm talking about? And the whole thing is like, can somebody pull up the very original papyrus scrolls that the Bible was written on so we can look at it and then redecipher it? All I'm saying is, as a Christian, my Christianity is based on the two rules that Jesus Christ gave us. Love God above all else, and love your neighbor as your brother. And if you guys want to fight about all the details, that is great. Wonderful. But that is what I believe, and that is the core of my belief. Everything I need to know goes through those two laws. And you can say, well, since you don't, follow Leviticus 16:12:8, then you are not a Christian. I'm like, fine, dude. Only God can judge. But you can judge too. And that's just the way it's going to be. We don't agree. And if you go around trying to figure out who is and isn't a Christian, well, it seems like a waste of time to me. Let's get back on point. So he's like sitting here saying, what credibility do you have to say certain conditions you're observing aren't normal? Yeah, the weather's not normal. Stop spreading crap. Yeah, fuck you, man. Seriously. I don't say fuck you to many people, but fuck you. Like, I'm doing my best to spread nothing but the best data I can. And I'm sitting here trying to spread it to people who are arguing about the stupidest shit I can ever think of. I'll piss everybody off tonight. I'm fine. Like, I got all these Republicans talking about, oh my God, arrest Hillary Clinton. Arrest Hillary Clinton. It's like, dude, you guys glossed over Iraq. Remember when we got attacked on 9/11? And then we're like, you know what we're going to do to end terrorism? We're going to invade Iraq, a country that has literally nothing to do with terrorism. And then we're going to destabilize their whole country, get hundreds of thousands of people killed, and then we're just going to act like we never did it. Right? So, for the people who are like, we hate Hillary Clinton and we hate Democrats, dude, the Iraq foreign policy mistake was probably the greatest American foreign policy mistake ever. And so it almost guaranteed an endless cycle of freaking terrorism. But apparently this is too nuanced for you guys to understand. Like, if you don't see your own mistakes and you spend your whole time calling out other people's mistakes, we're going to get nowhere. And that's exactly where we're at. We're nowhere. I am Thor News, sitting here totally frustrated and talking to the people, you know, who are like, you're an idiot. I'm like, okay, great. I'm part of the problem. Bush tech? Really? See, that's what I'm saying. So we literally have a civilization that is so close to collapse. Utter destruction, lawlessness. We're talking billions of people killing themselves, raped or murdered. And I'm 45 years old. And you're saying I'm part, like, oh, yeah. No, you found the problem. It's Thor News. You see, like, for example, if I died tomorrow, should it be way better and it'd all be fixed, right? So you, Mr. Bush Tech, you're one of those guys who goes around placing blame. That's what you do. You're like, hey, you want to know whose fault it is? I know exactly whose fault it is. I know a lot of shit, and I know whose fault to blame for everybody. And you're part of the problem. Easily duped. What the hell am I duped by, man? So, once again, what is your main point? That the weather isn't weird? That I shouldn't be informing people that major flooding is coming to your area soon? Like I did to the people in Florida. Like I did to the people in Mississippi. Like I did to the people in Alabama. Like I did to the people in Louisiana. I don't know. I got hundreds of them saying, hey, thank you for your updates. And the weather channels drop off. Like, for the weekend, their coverage gets much less. And somewhere between midnight and 5 in the morning, they don't really cover anything. So that's when I usually work to help show people the maps. And that at the end of the day, I say, hey, you know what? Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. I'm telling you what I know and what I believe. But I'm not like the people who are like, you have to believe me, or else, you know, you're a shill liar, or I'm so disrespected. And so, you know, I don't know. It's frustrating. And so here he goes. It's like I said, I have 400 weather videos where I've tried to show people the weather patterns. And he said, so how about that credibility I mentioned? Well, like I said, I think 90% of us agree that at this point, I have more credibility than you, because literally I called Hurricane Matthew last year. I was the second person on earth to say, oh my God, watch this. And the first person was BP Earthwatch, and he beat me by like 2 hours. If I didn't edit my videos, I would have beat BP, I think. But either way, I mean, I like BP a lot. We both get shit wrong, but I'm saying, so BP and I called Hurricane Matthew last year, a storm that put hundreds of roads underwater in North Carolina. We called it days before pros, bro. Right? So how about that credibility you're talking about? All right. So let's go to your little side, okay? Oh my God. You have one video upload about primitive fire in Cordage. John and Jerry McPherson. So, dude, if you are such a weather expert, and you are such a fantastic meteorologist, how come you don't have a single weather video? How come you're not telling people about shows like me, or showing people the storms that are coming in before they come in, and warning people in the right areas that you're going to get major flooding, that you're going to get softball-sized hail, you're going to get straight-line winds that are going to tear things up? Dude, that's what I'm saying. You're going to spend your time writing me emails telling me to stop making weather videos, and you don't make any. So it's like you're almost totally against people making weather videos outside of the mainstream media realm. And he goes on to say that, like, I'm only doing this for subscriber likes and views and money. It's like, dude, this shows how freaking uneducated you are. Last month, see, this is last month, I made 37 videos. And sometimes it takes me like 15 hours to make some of the greatest videos on YouTube. So for 37 videos last month, I got paid $332, right? So yeah, I am doing it for the big money, buddy. And before I was doing my YouTube channel, I did audiovisual work for lawyers. You know, trial technician, where you sit in the middle of the trial, you know, like $1 million trial, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million trial. I'm the guy in the middle that has to show the depositions and the cuts and the exhibits to both sides. If you make a mistake, you can screw up the whole trial. And you know what? I got paid really, really, really good money to do that. Like, for example, it would have taken me about 10 hours to make that money. You see what I'm saying? Doing that work. And it was exciting work. I got to meet great people. Lawyers almost always bought me lunch or dinner every single time. And I got the chance to work with some of the greatest civil lawyers in Texas. But so when people are like, he's doing this for the money, or the other groupies. Oh my God. I just hit myself in the head with a microphone. Like, literally, it would be easier to pick up women if I didn't have a freaking YouTube channel. And so that's why you say, I'm doing this for the money. And dude, literally, I'm almost always broke and can barely pay my bills because this is my job. And why am I doing my job? Because I feel I have to. But like I said, I feel like I'm failing big time, you know, because like I get guys like you. Like, if you have such great weather knowledge, Mr. Bush Tech, then my question is, why aren't you making videos? See, I'm doing this job because you are not. I'm having to pick up everybody's slack. Okay? So, well, you're all, not everybody, but, you know, you're in your divide and conquer. Oh my God, it's the Republicans' fault. Oh my God, it's the liberals' fault. Oh my God. You know, it's like, dude. We are so screwed. Oh, I gotta light a cigarette. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but still the most offensive thing, bro. And to me, dangerous. For you to have the balls, Mr. Bushcraft, tell me to stop posting weather videos. Dude, that is, what type of man would do that? Okay, another thing is, I got email from Warfare 101, and I like his work. There isn't a single freaking YouTube channel on YouTube who I agree with 100% about anything. Okay? Whether it be Suspicious Observers, BP Earthwatch, Astral Traveler, Weather Warfare 101, Dutch Sense, like, I don't agree with anybody 100% on anything. And we all make mistakes. And sometimes we'll keep believing something that's wrong. All of us do it. Now, granted, not every YouTuber probably agrees with me. They're like, no, I'm right about everything. So I'm just saying. So if I ever say, hey, I like this person, that's not me giving like a full 100% recommendation. I know a single person on the planet that believes 100% of things I do. Anyway, so Mr. Weather Warfare was basically saying, hey, if you like and support my work, why aren't you telling people exactly what I'm telling people? And I'm like, oh, dude, seriously, are you okay? And I'm not calling him out or like saying a negative thing about him, but I'm just kind of the same thing where with flat earthers or people who are just chemtrails, it's like, all right, let me ask you, people, this. What is your core purpose? Like I said, at Thorn News, my core purpose is that, like, originally it was like, look, we need to avoid hyperinflation because if the dollar and all the currencies collapse, we're going to get a lawless period where you'll have a rape and murder and just the world will descend into ultimate madness. If you want a tiny vision of what I'm talking about, watch The Road. It's a movie. It's in all grays and blood colors. It's totally horrible and disgusting. That's what we're trying to avoid. That literally, if the dollar collapsed and you had no currency to exchange with each other, to have electricity and food, then it would be ultimate madness and violence would be the currency of the day. And then the like governments and big tech companies and the richest families on the planet would probably have the drones come up from their bunkers and then wipe out the pockets of people who had survived. Period. So like no matter what, nobody wins and it's a horrible situation. And so now it's kind of segued from that. Like, not only do we have to avoid hyperinflation, now it's like we have to adapt to whatever giant weather changes we're having coming from the sun. Right? And so, like, I don't want to see millions or billions of people die. So the whole point of Thorn News has always been, dude, we got to come together, people. Like, we got to put aside our bullshit differences. And you can't use the Bible to say, hey, we're not going to fix things or improve things because the Bible tells me not to. It don't say that shit. And if you want to interpret it that way, that's fine. That's your opinion. But that is not going to be how Thor News is going to be. At no point did Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, or God say, hey, dude, just kind of give up and then leave comments on the internet about how, hey, Jesus wants it this way. You know, Jesus wants everybody to totally suffer. And so that's how I go. So I was saying to Mr. Weather Warfare, like, hey, dude, before we even start in this discussion, answer all your questions, let me start by asking, what is your core purpose? Yes, I do believe they're geoengineering the weather. I do not believe they ever have full control of the weather in any way, shape, or form. They are adapting to it. It's kind of like with the chemtrails. I personally believe that they're using it for radiation management. We're having severe sun issues, as I've documented in my hundreds of sun videos. And so they're adapting to that. And so this is what I asked to the chemtrailers and Mr. Weather Warfare 101. Who are they? These people you say, well, they're doing the chemtrails. They're engineering the weather. They're okay, fine. I'm not disagreeing. But who are they? If you're going to say it's the American government, we're going to disagree. Because there are entities, bodies above our own government, in my opinion. And then B, why are they doing it? And then C, what is their end game? And so that's where I get really frustrated, whether it be meteorologists or other YouTubers, or because you guys will super focus in on the micro granular data. And then you'll draw your conclusions and be like, boom, I'm done. It's geoengineering. Okay, dude, who are they that are geoengineering? Why are they doing it? And then what is their end game? And then everybody thinks they know the answer. And I never claim to know the answers to everything all the time. And so they're like, oh my God, it's the Illuminati and they're going to kill us all and have us, our microwave brains. And it's like, wait, what? Okay, how's this going to, like, oh my God. So, and then how did you even get this information? Did it come off of YouTube? Did you read it in a book? Like, man, that we're in the weirdest times ever. And so there are many theories about many things. And that's the whole thing, is even a deep hive, I keep trying to explain to the richest people on the planet and the poorest people on the planet and everybody in between. A depopulation plan will never, ever, ever, ever work. What we need to do is unite the people, put all ideas on the table, and then have all our human beings work together, because we're the greatest resource and power outside of God on the planet. You know, that literally, to me, it seems like they're totally mishandling absolutely everything. But that's why, like, it's very frustrating to me, because I'm just trying to put the information out there and give you my opinion. And then I get all these people like, I know everything. You're a freaking idiot, and you shouldn't be allowed to talk on the same stage I do. And then by stage, I mean internets. Like I said, that Mr. Bushcraft, or like, it's like, stop making weather videos. Who knows? He might be one of the defense contractor, big oil energy guys who keeps threatening to kill me in real life and online. And that's fine. Like I said, the world has become so freaking miserable, where everybody's arguing, and dudes have become just like so insufferable. I feel like Jesus Christ, where I'm like, how long must I suffer these people? You know? So, yeah, if you guys want to take me out, it's not like I'll be running and my front door is unlocked, because it's really turning into a dark gray, super shitty world full of shitty people who are just arguing and mad all the fucking time. Man. So, yeah, I failed. Or I'm failing. Ain't getting a lot of help. Oh, and so the other thing I said to Weather Warfare, answer these questions before I answer the rest of your questions. Why don't you use your real voice or show your face? I show my face and use my real voice. And I'm sure if you try to find me, you can find my real name online. And so that's why, like, anyone anonymous, whether it be Weather Warfare 101 or Mr. Bushcraft, you're literally not putting anything on the line. Nothing. So how can you ever come to me and judge me, someone on the front lines, who's risking everything, trying to help? How can you judge me, man? Like, I don't know. And the core point is, it seems like people are just trying to prove they're either smarter or better or you know, and you're just trying to prove you're smart and you're dumb. Like, look, dude, I don't give a fuck, you know? But like, whether I can't even think of a dumber idea than to like try to look like an intellectual in America right now. I can't think of anything more worthless than trying to look like an intellectual in 2017. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I give a crap about whether or not, you know, like what comment does my rent get paid? Do I get to kiss the most beautiful woman on the planet? You know, do my friends and I laugh a lot more? No. All right, so you should have put this at the beginning. This is our magnetosphere. You see it? Mr. Bushcraft. And hey, even Mr. Weather Warfare 101, he's like, it's all geoengineering. No, it's not. And forgive me for disagreeing with you. This is our magnetosphere. Are you watching it? Notice how she's kind of flipping out. So that's our planet. And this kind of right now is the shape we usually get from our magnetosphere. And this takes place over like the 21st or the 23rd. And so the magnetosphere has been flipping out. I got this from Astral Traveler, by the way, who I like and think is cool. I'm glad to see he's posting videos again. And his videos are in English, so I can understand them. So look at it. This is our magnetosphere, man. Whether it be you, Mr. Bushcraft, like, oh my God, you don't know where the... Like, dude, you're coming at me on a micro level. And that I'm watching the macro and the micro. And I'm just saying, hey, it's weird. We need to prepare. And so you're going to debunk that. You're a genius. And you're a stellar guy. You're damn right I'm part of the problem. If we could only get just people like you. Noah and FEMA don't even have a head, dude. You can't even put the pieces together. Like, there's no head of Noah right now. There's no head of FEMA. And there's a reason Trump is tweeting about high school crap every day, all day. But, you know, whatever. So, it's the summer. And like I've said, dude, I don't know. At these rates, I don't know how much longer we're going to last. So, you might as well enjoy summer and have as much fun as you can. And I guess for me, that means I'm going to be a little bit more of an asshole because I'm really, like, people don't understand the amount of negativity you get from people just by trying to put up something. Because the most insecure people in the world are incredibly offended when someone disagrees with them. By disagreeing with them, they will literally think that you're like an evil demon and monster, and it would be okay for you to be killed because you cannot agree with and see their godly wisdom where they know everything.
It's time to warm up your brain cells and follow my twisted mind into the cosmic realm of plasma currents and magnetic fields.
Dude, I think Astro Travel's cool, man. I like his information. I learn from his information. I don't think it's 100% all the time. I'm not 100% right all the time. And nobody on YouTube or anywhere on Earth is. So I guess that's the whole point. Anyway, I might even do another one. I'm not even close to done ranting. You don't know how much bullshit I got to deal with all the freaking time. And I'm like, hey, you know what, man? I don't even, like I said, I'm not going to stop just because this dude told me to. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm doing way more weather videos now. But I definitely need to put in some more space videos because weather just drags me down because all I keep seeing is billions of people dying. Because, you know, I don't know. Anyway. All right. So you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and who knows what I'm going to do next. But hey, thanks, Mr. What are you naming him? Bush Tech on YouTube. He is demanding I stop making videos. Dude, I hope that's not John McPherson. You know? I don't know, because... Anyway. But hey, thanks, dude. Thanks for being you. You allowed me to put all my frustration into one video. Maybe two, maybe three. Who knows? I'm not done. I'm real tired of taking punches. I'm just sitting there being nice and be like, okay, I forgive you. It's cool. I'm not going to say anything back. You know? Because times change, and I've had about enough of this, and I really don't think it's going to last much longer. So I ain't got much to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm already broke as crap by trying to give everybody what I believe to be the truth and bring everybody together, and that sure seems like a dumb play right now. Anyway, so God bless everyone, and I'll talk to y'all soon.